Separate them a
Yes.
little bit.
And so, I mean, you always had that big crowd. And I know running through that tunnel, I know my junior year we got our first actual tunnel,
Okay.
big
Yeah.
blue tunnel. And my dad actually was one of the guys, the tunnel crew that they had. And they couldn't find a fogger big enough to
For like the
really let out
smoke
a
and
lot
the
of smoke
effects.
come
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And so they got fire extinguishers. And they would go out right
Nice.
before we'd run. They'd shoot those fire extinguishers out, so all the smoke came out. And man, on the homecoming night when you come run out of that tunnel and you see everybody and you hear the crowd going crazy, man, that was just. I mean, it's one of those experiences from high school and playing football that you'll never forget.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a few empty seats in the house over here on the home side, but not too many, as you said. Such a night for the community to be involved, and don't you know, even if it's just for a few moments, those 8 or 10, 12 young ladies, they're
There's 26.
26, so I was way off.
I noticed that in the pepperoni.
26.
They kept coming out, and I'm like, how many of them are there? And one of the ladies told me there's 26 of them.
Do you think 25 young ladies walked away with smiles on their faces after their name wasn't called?
Well, I think they only do seniors that can actually win the
Makes sense.
deal. And so you've got the juniors, sophomores, and freshmen that actually enjoy just the fact
Sure.
that they got
Yeah,
announced on.
they
But
get
however-
announced.
But
Yeah.
however, there was 12 to 15 girls that were seniors, and but I'm sure they enjoyed the fact that they were just elected to be on it. So
Right, and they're probably in their own minds thinking, hey, if I got elected this year as a freshman, sophomore, what have you, as an underclassman, maybe that sets their sights on, having a goal, of their own for what it's worth, So hopefully one day walk out of Arkansas High and be a young lady who got crowned and given the title of homecoming queen for whatever year they were graduating.
definitely. Well, we're getting ready for this opening kickoff, so we'll have number 84, Hayden Moya, doing the kicking duties for the Razorbacks. And back deep for the Trojans, we'll have TJ Brogdon and looks like that may be number 10, Derek Hicks back deep to receive for the Trojans. Opening kickoff is the bloop shot, the high pooch kick that will go out of bounds, so we will have a flag on the play to start the game out. And we'll see if the Trojans decide to go ahead and just take over or have them re-kick. It looks like they will want to go ahead and just move the ball up to the 35, I believe it's the 35.
Razorbacks penalized for kick out of bounds.
So we actually see a
It'll be
few
first and
different
10 Trojans
faces
around
here on
35.
defense. Looks like we have the big freshman wide receiver, DeAndre Burnell, playing the free safety position. First play is a handoff to the running back who goes up the middle, number 13, Perry Jones, as he is brought down. Looks like it will be by Burnell after a 9-yard gain on the first opening carry of the game. Trojans do go into a no-huddle offense. Quarterback drops back, throws deep down to the left side of the field, intended for number 0, TJ Brogan. And at quarterback duties for tonight is Matthew Contreras, a junior, 5'10", 170-pound quarterback. Contreras will be in the shotgun. It's going to have a 3rd and 1 for the Trojans, as it is a handoff up the middle. And he will have enough to get the first down for the Trojans as he breaks the ball just to the midfield mark. That's number 13. Jones. Back. So Trojans will have a 1st and 10 with the ball sitting at midfield. Snap back to Contreras. He looks down deep downfield on the far right sideline and just out of reach, intended for number 1, the Marion Wilson. And it looks like it will be number 20. Let's see, is that number 20? Looks like it may be 20.
Matt, already a good mix of run and pass here from Hot Springs. So not set in just one way yet on how they're going to execute going down the field.
passing game. But
Yes.
runs, we've had them right up the gut, and they tried again with Jones, who was met by a few of the
Carry brought
Hogs.
down by several
Looks like leading
Razorbacks.
that way was Christian Roberts on the tackle for
Included in that
less
number
than a
12
yard
Marcus
gain
Floyd.
on that carry.
It'll be 3rd and almost 10
We'll
yards to
have
go
a
for a first down.
3rd and 9 for the Trojans.
And once again, a no-huddle offense, as you alluded to. We've seen that a lot from both Arkansas High and their opponents pretty much every week.
First throws over
Pass
to the flat
attempt to
intended for
number 10,
Derek
Derek
Hicks.
Hicks is
It is
incomplete. That'll bring up
incomplete as
4th
it
down,
comes
Hot
off of the
Springs.
shoulder pads. So that will bring up a 4th and 9 for the Trojans. And let's see if they decide to punt this ball away or elect to go for it. However, we do have number 25, Kobe Burris, back deep to receive in case they do punt this ball away. And that is what it looks like they will do. It looks like they will punt the ball down the field, and it will take a Razorback bounce and come back, and it looks like they're going to spot that ball about the
Razorback 14-yard line.
where
1st and
the
10
Hogs will
Razorback.
take over 1st and 10 here in this first quarter as we're just a little less than a minute and a half into this first quarter. of
Don't
play.
miss your chance to win some cash at halftime, senior class.
Matt, good job there. Good stand by the Razorbacks. I know a self-inflicted wound really, from Hot Springs as the receiver dropped a wide open pass. But nonetheless, hey, a little luck, goes your way sometimes in sports in general. And here we are with the ball, looking to march 81 yards downfield and see if we can keep some control of this game clock and keep their defense on their heels for quite a while here in this opening quarter.
We'll have junior quarterback Nate Wall in the shotgun as he will have Loudermilk, sophomore running back, standing to his right with a split receiver on both sides. And natural hard count. First handoff is to Loudermilk as he runs up the middle, tries to get towards the outside, looks like 6 yards on the carry. And
Courtney Loudermilk on the carry for the
we
Razorbacks.
bring up a second.
Stop made by number 99, Ariana.
Really good hole that opened up there on that right side. And, man, I really thought Loudermill might break it for a little further than just those 7 yards.
I did as well. He got up the middle and found that little seam just outside about the tackle and tried to hit it. And it was about one defender away from being able to break that loose and rock and roll downfield. So we'll have a 2nd and 4 for the Razorbacks. And it will be a fake handoff to Loudermill as Wall takes it around the outside. Avoids one tackle and then finally brought down. Looks like he had a little
Wall
hit
keeps
by
it
one
short
of the
gain on the
Trojans
play.
as it kind of knocked him back a few yards, but he stayed on his feet and then finally brought down. We're going to give him a back to
Bring up 3rd and about 2 yards for a Razorback first
so we're
down.
gonna have a 3rd and about 2.5 here for the Hogs.
And once again, Matt, Nate Wall sees a group of defenders and says, come on, I'm ready. Let me see if I can bust through you. He does not shy away from anything.
So I want to say that this formation that they go into is called Mustang formation. And it will be a direct snap to Loudermill as he goes up the middle, and there's a big pile of Razorbacks and Trojans.
And Loudermill's still on his feet
Loudermill takes the
They
snap,
stop
he'll record
progress.
the first down.
to mark him down, but Loudermill, Matt, he never hit the ground.
It's 4th and a yard.
We were talking with one of the defensive guys, and Javen Davis, and he stated to me that Loudermill is just one heck of a running back and very hard to take down, and he's just one of those guys that you don't want to face head to head.
Yeah, you don't want to be in that tackle drill one-on-one with that guy.
Heck.
Let's
So
see
we're
if
gonna have a 4th and 1 here for the Hogs. And it's another direct snap to Loudermill, and it looks like he is going to get enough to move.
Loudermill takes the snap.
Looks like he's going to be.
Result of the play is a Razorback first
So that
down.
will be a Razorback first down on the carry by Loudermill.
1st and 10 at the
Just
25.
past the first down marker to move those chains. Ball is sitting at the 25-yard line up for Razorbacks. Shotgun tries his hard count.
I wondered how soon it would take for us to see that. I thought maybe he might even try it on the 4th and 1. Really surprised, just from a schematic standpoint, the concept of being backed up towards your own end zone. Really shocked that Arkansas High went for the first down right there.
Will be a handoff to Loudermill, but he is met immediately by 2 Trojans.
Loudermill will be tackled
And
behind the line of scrimmage.
It's going to give him a 4-yard loss on the handoff.
Tackle made by number 45, Demarius Porter.
Trojans just broke through the backfield. Play and blew that play up before.
Second 14 from the 21.
That's exactly what the Trojans want to do in order to get Loudermill down, is don't let him get his feet moving. If Loudermill starts moving his feet, he's very, very tough to take down.
Absolutely he is, Matt.
So it's going to have a second 14 for the Razorbacks.
And I wonder, after they feed and feed and feed and feed, how soon are we going to see Nate Wall hit Burnell maybe down the sidelines as he's done in weeks past?
Oh, yeah. We're going to have a quick pass over to Dunbar on the side as he tries to get upfield and is met.
Catch is
Like
made.
they're trying to say that he fumbled, but however, it looks like the white-cap official is saying that he was down before the ball came loose.
Ruling as he was down on the
There will
play.
be no gain on that
Catch made by
reception.
number 16, William Dunbar.
Very lucky, Matt. It appears, like you said, the ball came loose at the end,
They'll
and
bring up 3rd and 15.
7 or 8 Hot
Razorbacks
Springs
for the
guys
20.
jumping up, hollering, pointing like football players do, that they had the ball. And thankfully, that old rule that the ground cannot cause a fumble. Dunbar had already landed on the ground.
We'll have a little bit of change of personnel as Marcus Floyd comes in, the junior, comes in at receiver. Looks like we're going to try a deep pass on across the middle to Dunbar. As it is caught by Dunbar around the 35-yard line, and he is
Throw
finally
pass
brought
is
out of
complete to
bounds
Dunbar.
at the 42-yard line.
Result of the play, the Razorback touchdown.
18-yard reception.
What a ball there by Nate Wall. Had a lot of air under it, but nonetheless got the job done. Gave his time, his receiver, that is, time to not only get across the middle of the field on his route, but just, drop that bread right in the basket, per se. Gave him a real good chance, and he put the ball on the outside of the receiver, so the defender dragging behind him never had a chance to interfere with the play.
That was a great pass. And it actually looked like, from up here in the box, it looked like Nate was looking the opposite direction right before he released that ball. They gave that extra couple seconds to throw. Now we're looking for a fake pass. He throws down to Marcus Floyd as he catches it around the 25-yard line. He's at the 5-yard line, and he is in the end zone for a 57-yard touchdown pass by Nate Wall to the sophomore, or the junior, Marcus Floyd, on the end of the reception for a Razorback touchdown.
And Matt Floyd was behind the last defender by easily 3 or 4 yards, and Nate Wall put the ball right in his hands in stride. Floyd didn't have to slow down. He didn't have to reach out too far. I mean, that pass by Nate Wall was 100% on point there.
Razorbacks try their unique 2-point conversion play as they direct snap it across the field to
And the 2-point conversion is
Loudermill as he
good.
runs into the end zone for the
6:02 to go in the
conversion.
first quarter. Your
So after 6
score,
minutes
Trojans
of play
0,
here
your
at
Razorbacks
Razorback
8.
Stadium, the Hogs lead the Trojans 8-0 as we get ready for the kickoff after the touchdown.
An excellent, excellent opening drive. What a statement by Nate Wall and company on the offense, Matt. They had to be patient in the beginning. They were getting stuck behind the line of scrimmage a couple times with Loudermill. But I told you, at some point, they're going to take the top off the defense there. And sure enough, Hot Springs defenders, ended up on a misassignment, as we always talked about. And they got sucked into that fake to Loudermill, and it was over from there.
It was great execution by Nate Wall and Marcus Floyd on that pass reception. That's just a great way to start the game off. And
Absolutely.
Set the tone for how this game's going to go. So we're going to have Hayden
Boy, the
Boyd
kick for
kicking
the
off
Razorbacks.
Looks like he's going to try his pooch kick down around the 25-yard line, but it will go out of bounds again.
That'll be a kick out of bounds penalty against the Razorbacks.
So the Hot Springs
We do want to mention there is a photo booth set up at the Razorback porch. Photo booth set up at the Razorback porch. Going to get one of those, $5. Proceeds go to the Texarkana Arkansas Razorback Athletic Foundation.
The last series
Matt, you think, not just because they scored, here early in the beginning, but a little extra juice in these guys tonight, a little extra motivation to kind of show out on homecoming, and just really make the fans proud. I know the fans are already proud, but a little extra motivation behind these Razorbacks tonight.
This game, this was not a hopeful game to play.
Contreras' pass is complete to Hicks.
42, and
forced out of bounds. First down, Hot Springs. First and 10 at their own 48.
They've got a battle on their hands and they come out and get a 57-yard touchdown reception.
Absolutely.
Second play of the second play of the series is a deep pass down the field to number 0.
Contreras' pass is complete to Matthew, to Hicks for a touchdown.
65-yard touchdown pass. Just got outside of one of the defenders for the Razorbacks, and perfect throw executed by Matthew Contreras as he put it right in the hands. Never had to stop the stride and in the end zone for the Trojans. Trojans will come on to kick the PAT. I figured that we could possibly see them going for 2. Razorbacks. However, they were up in the 32. Juan Martinez attempting the PAT. Kick is up and looks like it is right down the middle.
Juan Martinez's extra point is good. 5:47 to go in the first quarter. Your score: Trojans 7, the Razorbacks 8.
Razorbacks lead the Trojans 8-7 as we get ready for the touchdown. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second break here on 98.7, the Real Country, home of the Hogs.
That was a quick answer.
So you did catch that break, so it did drop it, but after this quarter is over with, I'm going to go ahead and I will try to reset this Skype and call you back. Should be able to get that. Let's do a 30-second.
Cameron Holloway on the return, tackled by number 14, Kyan Jamerson.
Kickoff just happened and feed around the 5-yard line. I believe that was by Cameron Holloway, who gets all the way down to the Razorback 32-yard line. The Hogs will take over first and 10.
Got to see if the Razorbacks can put another drive here together, Matt, to, they are ahead by 1 point, but just to keep the flow of their offense, in rhythm and keep control of that clock. Hot Springs striking very fast, only needed 2 plays on their last possession.
It'll be first and 10 Razorbacks.
I think something to help the Razorbacks tonight will be, even though they like to look like they're in a no-huddle formation and constantly moving, they sit behind center, Nate Wall does, that is, and the play clock goes from 25 typically all the way down to 8, 7, 6, something like that. So they chew a lot of time off the clock.
Oh, yeah. So for those of you listening, have been having the drop and pick back up, so we do apologize for the technical difficulties that we have had. We will reset this and restart it over. However, we will resume play here, and the first play is thrown across the field intended for that is Team Burnell, and the ball was intercepted. However, they're determining now if the defender is out of bounds when he caught it. Looks like that's what they will do. However, Burnell was pushed out of bounds. Looks like after the 5-yard line. Received his catch. However, he was about 3 yards out of bounds as he was trying to get back in to great territory. So it looks like they're going to consider that a complete pass. So it will be second and 10 for the Hogs.
Coach Outlaw there pleading his case, Matt, with the referee, to your point about Burnell being pushed out of bounds, shoved out of bounds, forced out. If a player leaves the field of play on his own, that's on him. But Coach Outlaw very confident in the fact. I mean, the play happened right in front of him. You know, yes, I know it's his player. There's going to be some biased, opinions and thoughts, but nonetheless, if it happened, it happened.
Razorbacks will have 2nd and 10, ball at the 31-yard line of the Hogs. Wall does his hard count.
Flag on the play.
Draw the Trojans offside.
Offsides to call against the Trojans.
That ball about 5 yards, so we'll have a 2nd and 5. That's one thing that we see every Friday night.
After the penalty,
And we see it multiple
Razorbacks
times.
are
I mean, he has
37.
mastered this from, a high school level standpoint. Very good at what he does.
Touching on that earlier, that we were waiting to see if he would try that hard count. He does execute it this time and does draw the hot springs offsides. Next is a handoff to Loudermill up the middle. He is met by a
Loudermill on the carry.
back to the line of
Brought down by
scrimmage.
several Trojans. There's a flag after
And
the
we
play.
do have a flag after the play. Looks like it may have been Trojans taunting. Razorbacks. That is all it is.
Unsportsmanlike conduct to call against the Trojans.
There will be a 15-yard penalty, and that will be enough for a Razorbacks first down.
And a bad deal there for the Hot Springs Trojans. I know we like that, and our fans like that from the Razorback standpoint, but you made the tackle. If you're those young men for Hot Springs, you make the tackle, and you've got our guy pinned 4 or 5 yards deep behind the line of scrimmage.
After
The
the
Hogs are
penalty,
looking at
it's
3rd
first
and
and 10
long. and
Razorbacks from their own
You just had to
48-yard
open
line.
your mouth and make sure you got the last word in. And as we know, the guy who says the last thing in a confrontation on the football field is who the referee throws a flag on.
Definitely. That will
They
push the
adjusted it to the
ball
48-yard
just
line
past
of the Trojans, first and
midfield
10
as
Razorbacks.
Razorbacks are now in the Trojan territory. See if Trojans still making some pressures out there. Play here, first and 10 for the Hogs. The yard line of the Trojans. Shotgun, Loudermill to his immediate left. Ball snap, Wall drops back, looking deep downfield for Dunbar. It is just thrown out of his reach.
Wall's pass attempt to Dunbar is incomplete.
Nate Wall.
Yeah, and the way that ball
Devrin
– I'm sorry,
Brown.
Matt. The way the ball came off of that defender as he was backpedaling, I thought Dunbar might have had a chance to just, have something – have the ball just kind of land in his hands off of the defender's deflection. But nonetheless, yes, a great pass. Nate Wall, and hopefully it continues, obviously, from his standpoint, and those accurate throws is what you want. But so far his throws have been just – the runner or the receivers are able to just run right under those
Keep in
balls.
stride.
Yeah.
We'll have a 2nd and 10. Razorbacks. Ball drops back again. He is chased down by one of the Hot Springs Trojans.
Wall
He
is
does
tackled
get
for
the
a sack and a
will
loss
be
on the play.
Loss for the Hogs. A 12-yard loss on the sack by number 3, Arion Walker. Have a player down. It looks like it's actually Walker. He
Officials timeout for an injury.
down holding his leg. Looks like they're getting limps over to the Trojan sideline.
And a missed block there on Nate Wall's right side. As soon as the ball was snapped,
It'll be 3rd and 22 for the Razorbacks.
the Hot Springs defender looked like he came unabated to the quarterback, as you often hear people say on plays like that where the defender comes free. Nate Wall kind of stretching out a little bit here as well during this quick timeout for the injury, bending over and standing back up, moving side to side, just making sure his body's still good to go. He went down with a lot of force there.
Kind of got wrapped up there, and top of his shoulder pads, possibly around his leg a little bit, and kind of slung to the feet, to the turf.
Yeah, and Coach Outlaw was even talking to the referee for just a moment about the possibility of the horse collar.
Hogs will have a 3rd and 22. Here's the ball is placed at the Razorback 40-yard line. Here if we try to see one of these hard counts. Ball, however, we do not. He is Trojans drop back and tackle it
Ball
again
is
for
sacked for a loss on the
another
play.
sack. And looks like that's going to be another 12-yard loss on the sack. And Hot Springs
They'll bring up
defense
fourth down for the
ends are
Razorbacks.
just getting to the line. All unable to maneuver around. Looks like we will have number 80. Joshua Sharp coming on to punt
Joshua
for the
Sharp to
Hogs
punt for the Razorbacks.
as they have a fourth and extreme.
Zamarian Wilson back deep for the Trojans, along with number 10, Derek Hick.
Hogs. We have 3 minutes, 45 seconds left in this first quarter.
Coach Outlaw going to have to get the offensive group there together on the sidelines. I know as the head coach, he's now got to turn his attention to what they're going to do on defense. But nonetheless, you got to regroup there, Matt, because 2 plays in a row, it was like we were short offensive linemen. You know, I mean, the bookends, as they call them, the defensive ends for Hot Springs on 2 different plays back to back, they came untouched and just climbed all over Nate Bull.
Hot Springs 38-yard line, first and 10.
Joshua Sharp will punt the ball way end over end punt as it does take a hog bounce and goes down to the Razorback 38-yard line where the Trojans will take over first and 10 here with 3 minutes 23 seconds left in this first quarter. Razorbacks leading the Trojans 8-7. Contreras shotgun next to him. Drops back those deep downfield, intended for number 0 again.
Pass attempt is
I think that's Brogdon.
Brogdon. TJ Brogdon.
Sorry if that young
They'll bring up second down.
family's listening and I butchered his name, however, it is Brogdon. Intended for him as it was just out of his reach. Incomplete pass defended by no. It's going to bring up a second 10 for the Trojans. Harris in the shotgun. Hand off to the running back, number 13, Jones, as he is met
Short
at the
gain on the play.
scrimmage.
Good open field tackle there. He got around the right side, and Razorback defender had him one-on-one and just kind of stopped him in his tracks, but was able to wrap him up and keep him right there at the line of scrimmage.
A third and 10 for the Trojans. Drops back those deep downfield again, intended for Brogdon as it is completed and looks like he will step out of
That
bounds.
pass is complete to TJ
At the
Brogdon for a
Razorback
Hot Springs first
31-yard
down.
line. That will be enough for a first down for the Trojans. Seems like Brogdon's main targets in the receiver group for Contreras as he has looked his way numerous times on a deep pass. First and 10 for the Trojans. Contreras drops back. Looks deep downfield again. It is completed to number.
Contreras' pass is caught for a Trojan touchdown.
Number 4 for the Trojans, which
Octavius
is
Rhodes on the reception.
on a touchdown pass. 31-yard touchdown pass by Contreras. So the Trojans will attempt a PAT by number 32 on Martinez. Now the hold is down and the ball is through the uprights. That will bring the score with 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in this first
Juan
quarter.
Martinez extra point is good. 2:29 to go in the first quarter. Your score, Trojans 14, Razorbacks 8.
And for a second consecutive series there, Matt, Hot Springs chose to strike quickly. So,
Seeing the Trojans not scared to throw the ball downfield, deep downfield.
no, that young man has got a very good arm on him. And I don't enjoy saying that, obviously announcing for the home team here. But nonetheless, just, talking about the game in general, they're relying on him heavily so far, and he's embracing it, as we can tell. He loves airing that out. We've not seen any short passes over the middle, any wide receiver screens to the left or right. That young man's all about throwing those 30, 40-yard bombs.
Likes it long passes. So back deep for the Hogs, we'll have Cameron Holloway at Longbrook. 36, 37, Richard Tyus. Ball is kicked down to the 15-yard line, bobbled by Tyus as he picks it up around the 20. Finds a seam, hits it, ends up around the 31-yard line.
Richard Tyus on the return for the Razorbacks.
Take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line. With 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Got a little nervous there, so it's kind of a line drive.
First and 10 Razorbacks from their own 32-yard line.
Ayas kind of wouldn't expect it to get up on him that quick and kind of bobble the ball around, but manages to take a perfect bounce and right back into his arms and got another 15 yards after ball on the ground.
Yeah, it's almost like that bobble bought him some time to be able to kind of look up, and his teammates had already started blocking, of course, out in front of him, but that bobble freed him up, and I believe was able to really get him those extra yards, like you said.
First play is a handoff to Loudermill as he takes it around the outside corner. Brought down after a gain.
Nate Wall gets up limping there. The defender was reading whether it was going to be handed off to Loudermill or Nate Wall was going to keep that football, and the defender initially went for Nate Wall, and he was slung to the ground once again and kind of favoring that right knee, but nonetheless he's up and going, and be 2nd and 6 for the Hogs here.
Shotgun Loudermill to his left. Fake handoff to Loudermill, thrown over to Dunbar across the middle of the field as he's brought down around the 40-yard line.
Dunbar on the reception.
After a 3-4-yard reception by Ian Dunbar.
It'll bring up 3rd and 2 Razorbacks from their own 40-yard line.
We're going to have a 3rd and 2 for the Hogs. Ball is sitting at the 40-yard line of the Hogs.
Dunbar getting a lot of action so far, Matt. Typically in the last few weeks we've really called Burnell's name more than anybody's, and Floyd as he caught the touchdown pass earlier. And good to see Dunbar back into the mix of things here offensively as one of their key wide receivers tonight.
Handoff to Loudermill up the middle. He manages to stand with speed. Looks like he'll give him
Loudermill on the carry for the Razorbacks.
And looks like they're going to wait to see if they're going to give him a fourth down. Looks like it will be.
It's going to bring up 4th and less than a yard for a first down.
Foot for the Hogs. I would like to think possibly see the Mustang formation. However, we're at 10 seconds left on the clock. Looks like the Hogs will just let this clock run out. As I say that, the Hogs jump up on the clock quick. And they do make the snap, and Loudermill gets a direct snap as he hits the outside corner. Has a man to beat and is brought out of bounds.
Loudermill on the carry for the Razorbacks.
42-yard line of the Trojans, and that will be enough for a Razorback.
And the result of the play will be a Razorback first down.
Here in Razorback Stadium as the Trojans lead the Razorbacks 14-8.
Matt, I know they struck quickly on both their possessions, but overall a good opening quarter for the Razorbacks. They're right there in the middle of things, and just 14-8 so far. The Hogs are driving. Another great run from Cortland Loudermill as we've seen all season. I know the quarterback's important, and Nate Wall has carried the load tremendously, but a lot of things on the offensive side of the ball this year don't happen without that bell cow in the backfield in Cortland Loudermill.
Definitely. So it looks like we're going to go ahead and get this ball set. Let's get ready to rock and roll in this second quarter. We're going to try to take a little break. However, looks like both teams elect to just go ahead and get back on the field and get rocking and rolling. And the officials blowing the whistle to get this second half started for this conference matchup here against Hot Springs with your Arkansas High Razorbacks. So Razorbacks will start the second quarter with the 1st and 10. Ball will be placed at the Trojans' 42-yard line. Wall will be in the shotgun as normal with split receivers. Loudermill standing directly to his left. So we do have a score update for the Hope Camden Fairview. Fairview is up 21-0 over Hope right now. First play of the quarter will be a handoff to Loudermill as he goes up the middle for a 2-yard gain.
And Matt, on that last play, we've seen so many plays from Loudermill on his runs that go up the gut and really what you call power football. Just meet the man in the hole and see if you can beat him. that last 4th-and-1 play, Loudermill bounced that thing to the outside and just had so much green grass, or turf, obviously, here at Razorback Stadium, but a lot of open field in front of him. So really excited to see him bounce outside on even needing just 1 yard. He decided not to go into the pile of players in front of him there.
So next play is handoff to Loudermill up the middle, and he will be met by a few of the Trojans and finally brought down after the play. But he will gain a yard on the play. That'll bring it just inside the 40-yard line and bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Razorbacks. So we're still kind of trying to adjust our mics here on the broadcast, and hopefully my mic kind of got turned up a little bit, and we got Brandon's turned down just a hair. Try to get the sound just right for you.
What are you saying? You saying I'm too loud or what? What's the deal?
I mean, you are kind of loud. 3rd and 7 for the Hogs. Pass over to Burnell as he tries to juke the first defender. However, kind of stayed in the same area. They're going to give him a yard on that reception, so that will bring up a 4th and 6 for the Razorbacks. As we're looking to see what the Hogs decide to do here, being the ball at the 38.5-yard line. Kind of one of those situations that you can kind of go for it here. However, you could punt the ball away and try to pin them deep. But we don't see a lot of punting actually going on with a actual punter out there. Normally we see quarterback named Wall drop back a few yards and just kind of directional punt that ball away. But he will like to go for it as he drops back for a pass and throws down to the far right side, intended for Marcus Floyd, who was kind of tripped up on his way. And it looks like Coach Outlaw is looking for a flag on that play and does not get the flag, as that ball was intended for Marcus Floyd. And he had a few steps on him. It looks like he kind of got his feet caught up with the defender. However, there was no flag on the play, so the Trojans will take over 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Wonder how long that leash is for Coach Outlaw as far as how far onto the field he can walk without getting a flag himself, Matt.
So we do see that quite a bit in these games, as Coach Outlaw does go around about 15, 16 yards outside or onto the field. So first play, Contreras is scrambling, trying to hit the outside corner.
Contreras will keep it
brought
out of bounds
by number 6, Cameron Holloway, and number 42, Marquand Traylor. And the scramble will be a 4-yard scramble by Contreras. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 6 for the Trojans. So the shotgun drops back, looks down to number 10, Derek Hicks. He is brought down by the 21.
Tackle made by several Razorbacks, including Jordan Williams.
3-yard reception on the play.
Derek Hicks on the reception.
3rd and 3 for.
It'll bring up 3rd and 2 for Hot Springs from their own 46.
Hand off to Hicks as he hits the outside corner, has one guy to beat, and is wrestled out of bounds by number 39, Malik Dangerfield.
Derek Hicks on the carry. 1st down, Trojans.
I believe 39. Face up 29. So, or Malik Dangerfield, sorry. So
1st and 10 near the Razorback 12.
29 is 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Looks back to the corner of the end zone for number 4, Octavius Rhodes. And it will be completed
pass
for
is complete for a touchdown to Octavius Rhodes. There's a flag after the play.
Flag on the play. Looks like it came after the play was over with. The official walking over to the sideline to talk to Coach Trey Outlaw. We'll see what that flag is. Looks like it's going to be against the Trojans. Looks like Outlaw decided to choose to use that kickoff. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Hot Springs.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Trojans. The touchdown is good.
On the kickoff.
It'll be assessed on the kickoff.
Still got to go out and play the football game itself, Matt. But so far, even though we're up here in the booth and we cannot hear anything, and we're definitely not reading lips from this far off the field, seems to be a rowdy bunch over there with Hot Springs, and they like to,
Extra point plus
you know,
good.
They've got a lot of
8:40 to go in the first
that
half.
they're doing, and kind of
Your
a taunting
score.
aspect of it from what we can see up there. Granted, is it
Trojans
what's going
20,
on? That's what
Razorbacks
we
8.
see here, and it has seemed to bring a lot of dirty laundry they're in.
yeah. And I know it's a field full of young men hyped up, and, you know, the concept of football is to, you know, knock each other around and beat the man wearing the other jersey, and it's a very physical sport. I mean, you got to keep yourself within character a little bit better, and, you know, when you execute your runs and passes, you let that speak for itself. You know, you don't need to kick a man when he's down.
No. That's just a lot of the extra activity that goes on after the play. It's just uncalled for. But they will take a 15-yard penalty here on the kickoff, so the Trojans will be kicking off from the 25-yard line opposed to the 40-yard line as normal. We will have number 37, Richard Tyus, and Cameron Holloway, number 6, back deep to receive this kick.
After the penalty, the
Martinez.
Trojans will kick from their own 25.
The score right now is the Hot Springs Trojans 21, Arkansas High Razorbacks 8. As he does a pooch kick over to number 25, Dangerfield, shifts field and tries to go back across the field, but is brought down. And they're going to spot that at the 48-yard line of the Hogs. The Razorbacks will take over 1st and 10 with 8 minutes 30
That
seconds
kickoff
left.
is returned by
First
Kobe
half.
Burris. It'll be 1st and 10 Razorbacks.
It looked like
Near
they
their own
had
48-yard
a
line.
hole up the middle, and he tried
We do
to.
have some good news.
Looks like he tried to
on
go around
the
and hit back
split
towards
the
the
pot
middle of the
50-50
field.
raffle. They're not going to have the
Unfortunately,
drawing until the end of the third quarter. So you still have time to possibly win.
Yeah, and so far
the
those
50-50
Trojans,
raffle.
you know,
Seniors
speaking
will
on
be able to stand
the
selling
unnecessary,
tickets
you know,
for
mouthing and
$5 each.
unsportsmanlike
Go
conduct,
visit the
they are
AHSC
playing
table
good
under the
football,
stand.
and as you just said, that was a perfect example of
Senior
meeting the
prom.
guy one-on-one in the
Once again,
open
that
field,
drawing will be
and,
at the end of the third quarter. You could win.
you know, the play was made. So, I mean, they brought their game tonight, no doubt.
All right, so Hogs taking over 1st and 10. And off to Loudermill up the middle, who avoids a tackle in the backfield, but does get brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Loudermill on
So
the
it'll
carry
bring
for the
up a
Razorbacks.
2nd and 10 for the Razorbacks.
No gain on the play. Second
As we
down.
have 8 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in this first half. Razorbacks looking at their head coach, Trey Alloff, for the sign as they use the hand signals for the plays that they run. Ball drops back, those over to Burnell on the left side. Screen play as he breaks a few tackles and is
Ball's pass
finally
is
brought
complete
down
to
just on
Burnell.
the other side of midfield as they will mark
Stopped by
that ball
number
at the
24
48-yard
for
line of
the
the
Trojans.
Trojans.
That's
That will
definitely
be a
Brown.
5-yard reception by the freshman, DeAndre Burnell. Bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Razorbacks.
That'll bring up 3rd and about 6 from the Hot Springs 48.
Ball back a yard, so that'll bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Hogs. Loudermill backfield with the wall. Always snap a fake pass. Looks downfield in the middle of the field for number 25. Kobe Burris,
Ball
as
pass
it was
attempt.
broke up by the Trojans. Is just out of
Kobe
reach
Burris is
for
in
Burris.
police. That'll bring up 4th down.
So that'll bring up a 4th and 6 for the Hogs.
Once again, what an incredible throw. You know, it was only, say, a 10, 15-yard strike over the middle, but Nate Wall just putting the ball where it needs to be and leading his receivers to what should be first downs multiple times so far in this game.
So 4th and 6 for the Hogs. Wall takes a few steps back. Looks like he will try to punt this ball away. It is snapped and it is blocked by the Trojans. And
That punt
Nate
is
Wall falls
blocked.
back on top of it. Landed on by a few of the Trojans. And it looks like the Trojans will take over 1st and 10 after the block punt in Razorback territory, as they will be on the Hogs.
It'll be 1st and 10 Hot Springs from the Razorback 42.
With 6 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in this first half of play. As we've seen tonight, Brandon, we've seen the Trojan defense just breaking through the line of the Razorbacks and getting back into the backfield pretty quick. And so I would assume that that would be one of the things that Coach Outlaw does talk with the offensive line for the Razorbacks at halftime. The next play by Contreras is chased down by Jeremiah Jones as he
Pressure
throws
put
the
on by
ball
several
out of bounds.
Razorbacks, included in that.
They got
Number
a second
42.
10 for the Trojans.
For the first time tonight,
And number
Matt,
10, Jeremiah
right on
Jones.
point, really, talking about the Hot Springs defense, being strong so far against us. The Razorback defense right there gets through for the first time to the quarterback.
Trails looking deep, and he is brought down by Christian Roberts in the backfield, as that will be a 8-yard sack
Quarterback is sacked for a loss
by
on
the
the play by number
sophomore
43,
Christian
Christian Roberts.
So we've seen a lot
That'll
of
bring up
Roberts
3rd
this,
and long,
this,
Hot
this,
Springs
this
from around
fall
49.
for the Razorbacks, and Roberts is not a big guy. He's listed as 5'5", 168 pounds. He just brings chaos to the defense. Next play is thrown downfield for number 4, Octavius Rhodes, as he makes a one-handed catch and gets all the way down to the 10-yard line of the Razorbacks. And that will be
Catch
quite
made by
a
number
bit
4,
of
Octavius
yards
Rhodes
gained,
for
and it will be
a
a
Hot
first
Springs first
down
down.
for the Hot Springs Trojans.
No coverage right there. I mean, when the ball was snapped, Matt, that receiver for Hot Springs just broke through like we didn't have a defender standing there.
Next play is thrown down to the corner of the end zone, as it was
That
defended by
pass
number
attempt is
21, Jordan
incomplete.
Williams.
Jordan
Incomplete
Williams on the
pass,
coverage
that
for the
will bring up
Razorbacks.
a 2nd and goal for the Trojans, as the ball was sitting at the 10-yard line with 5 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in this first half. So in this first half has been a pretty quick game. Both teams going into a no-huddle offense and keeping that clock running. Next throw is thrown back in the left corner of the end zone and is broken up by number 21, Malik
Contreras'
Dangerfield.
pass is tipped away.
It was a great throw by
There'll be an official timeout for
Contreras.
an injury.
However, Dangerfield just got in and managed to get that arm in, but we do have a receiver down in the corner of the end zone. So let's go ahead and just take a 30-second timeout.
Of course,
We're
going
on
into halftime, homecoming
98.7 Real
festivities for
Country,
homecoming
home of the Hogs.
course.
Whether you're looking for a new garage door or just need repairs, Overhead Door stands for excellence. With a complete line of garage doors and openers, plus expert service you can trust. Beautifully designed, beautifully crafted, trusted for more than 90 years. Always look for the Overhead Door logo to be sure you're getting the genuine, the original Overhead Door. Whether you're looking
All right, welcome back here. As soon as we come back on the air, we end up with a timeout called by Hot Springs. And we're going to have a 3rd and 10. Looks like Hot Springs just was not where they needed to be at for that play and elected to take their first time out of the half. Razorbacks still have 3 timeouts. Trojans now have 2 timeouts remaining in this first half. And as we were speaking of earlier, Brandon, the first half has gone by pretty quick. However, because both teams, neither one have called a timeout until just now. And it's been a lot of plays that have kept the clock running.
Yeah, and although it's been a week ago now and it's in the rearview mirror, just a quick little nugget and kind of a fun thought. I remember telling you last week the first time out between Arkansas High and Parkview came in the 4th quarter, and funny enough, it came from Little Rock Parkview who was winning the ball game and just waiting for the clock to run down and get on the bus and go home. So one timeout used between both teams in a game, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I don't either. All right, so after the timeout, it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Trojans. Contreras drops back, those to the deep corner of the end zone, intended for number 4, Rhodes, as it was just out of reach. So that will bring up a 4th and goal, and it looks like the Trojans will bring on the field goal unit. And that should be about a 27-yard field goal attempt. See where he, it looks like it's going to be a 27-yard attempt from the far right hash, closest over here to the Hogs sideline. And it will be number 32, Juan Martinez, attempting the field goal. Ball is up, and looks like it is going to be wide left. And so that field goal attempt will be no good from 27 yards out. So the Hogs will take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Matt, the Razorbacks dodged a bullet right there. You know, Hot Springs put together a little bit of a lengthy drive, and when I say lengthy, it consisted of 7 plays, but their last 2 touchdowns, of course, were quick strikes with plays of 2 and 3 in each of those series. So good to see the Razorbacks make a defensive stand there, and with just under 5 minutes, see if we can take this thing 80 yards and climb back into the ballgame a little bit better as we head into halftime.
So Razorbacks will start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, as we will have an empty backfield, and we will have some yellow flags on the play, and looks like it will be a false start against the Hogs.
False start to call against the Razorbacks.
Looks like that was on number 52. We do not have that young man's name on the roster. And it may not be 52, maybe number 62, Brandon Wynn.
And just trying to complete this first half, Matt, and still the rest of the ballgame to go. Thus far, this is the 2nd week in a row. The Razorbacks have really focused a lot of their attention this second half of the season on minimizing the dirty laundry on themselves. Did a real good job of staying disciplined, a lot better than when we saw in the beginning of the season.
A unique play, a direct snap to Loudermill as he tries to hit the outside corner, picks up a block by Burris and manages to get all the way around to the 25-yard line. That play looked a lot longer than what it actually was. However, Loudermill did hit the outside corner and gained 5 yards on the direct snap. Well, I guess we would call that a direct snap. However, Loudermill was lined up in the quarterback position, as we see right now with Nate Wall out wide to the far right. Loudermill is at the quarterback position with Cameron Holloway to his immediate right. And that'll have a 2nd and 5 for the Razorbacks. And we will see the same formation. Loudermill taking the snap, finds a gap, hits it, stays on his feet for 2 yards. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 3 for the Razorbacks here with 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this first half.
Well, this is the most ideal conventional way for the Razorbacks, Matt, and giving the ball to Mr. Loudermill there in the backfield. And for the 3rd play in a row, as you just touched on, Loudermill back there in the quarterback position. So I'm not sure if, along with it being an actual, maybe a design play, as they like to use Loudermill in multiple ways, Nate Wall may be out for a reason.
Snap to Loudermill as he goes up the middle and breaks at first tackle and is brought down at the 29-yard line, and looks like he's just going to be short of the first down marker, and so we will have a 4th and 1. 30-yard line, the line to gain for the first down. Ball sitting at the 29 in the middle of the hash marks. Direct snap to Loudermill again as he tries to fight his way to the first down, and looks like he may be just short. Let's see where the mark is. We've got one official pointing for the first down. We have the other one marking it short, so we will see what the play holds. It's going to be just short of the 30-yard line. And so it will be a Razorback first down. And it looks like Hot Springs coach is over on the side official over there and kind of raising Cain about where the ball is marked and where the first down is. However, they do elect it to be a first down for the Razorbacks. So the Razorbacks will have a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line as we have quarterback Nate Wall in at quarterback now and not playing in the receiver position. And we will have a timeout called.
Matt, you think maybe that timeout there by Hot Springs right after a questionable call that doesn't go your way, you think he was maybe in the huddle with his players just kind of using them as a sounding board and venting to them, telling them how good of a job they did by getting the defense off the field on 4th down and short there and stopping the Razorbacks. And much to their surprise, they look up and the guys in the zebra outfits, as we might say, kind of pulled a little early Halloween trick on them, I guess. And
we actually see their head coach right now speaking with the head official. Their head coach for the Hot Springs Trojan is Daryl Burnett, as he is speaking with the white cap of the officiating crew, trying to plead his case on what actually he thought was going on. However, Brandon, being baseball coaches, we've actually done that before and went out for a mound visit, and it was more or less not even really talk to our guys. It was kind of let the officials hear us talking to them and let them know you didn't make the right call here, just letting you know ahead of time. Or
kind of one
afterwards.
Of those indirect, sneaky kind of ways for coaches to get that little chime in. And
So we will have a flag on the play after the timeout. And looks like it will be against the Trojans. Looks like it, or maybe a warning for a sideline infraction. And that's what it will be. Sideline warning. So the ball will stay at the 30-yard line where the Hogs will have a 1st and 10.
It's a shame that ball wasn't moved there on a penalty, Matt, and it was just a warning.
Ball drops back, looking for Burnell downfield. And we do have a flag on the play as Burnell was trying to get to the ball, and looks like number 14, Ken Jamerson, ended up drawing the defensive pass interference. And he throws another flag after the play. The official actually picked his flag up and threw it in the air again.
And, Matt, I wonder, as this will be another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, we've talked about this before, and if the previous unsportsmanlike was called on 24, what do they do in high school football? Is it just more yardage piled up for the opposing team to, when they're awarded the yardage after the penalty from their opponent, or is there also an ejection for players with multiple offenses?
Well, we've seen that a couple weeks ago here at home, and it was the same guy back-to-back penalties for unsportsmanlike conduct, however, did stay in the game. And so they do call a defensive pass interference, and then after the pass interference call, they move another 15 yards for unsportsmanlike conduct. So that will be an actual 25-yard penalty, and that will bring the Hogs to the Trojan 40-yard line where they will have a 1st and 10 here with 2 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in this first half. Wall drops back to pass. Looking downfield for Marcus Floyd as it was broke up by number 1, Zamarion Williams. Ball was intended for Marcus Floyd. So that will bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Razorbacks, and we see another flag thrown by the official. And it looks like they're going to get another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. As we have seen tonight, these officials are not scared to throw that yellow flag up in the air. And I would assume that my personal opinion, however, does my personal opinion mean anything? Probably not. However, but my personal opinion is they've seen that this game is kind of getting a little out of hand. So as soon as they hear somebody say something, they're going to chunk the flag. but we do have a holding call against the Hogs, so they will move it back 15 yards, and then they will move the ball the other direction for the unsportsmanlike conduct, so that will put the ball back at the line of scrimmage.
Matt and we just observed the referee carrying the football in his own head did the math by walking backwards to enforce Arkansas High's would-be penalty, and then he turned around and walked himself forward to mark off the Hot Springs penalty, and he ultimately, all that walking, Matt, he went about 4 yards.
He went 30 yards overall, 15 yards back, 15 yards the other direction, and placed the ball back at the
41-yard line
spot of the ball. And so the Razorbacks will have I believe it's a 2nd and 11. Ball drops back to pass, looking for Floyd in the far right corner as he tries. That really surprised me that there was no penalty on that play. However, the ball was intended for Marcus Floyd around the 5-yard line and just out of reach. The official saying that that ball was uncatchable as he was knocked down by the defender. So that will bring up a 2nd and 11 for the Razorbacks. And so I'm still kind of confused on the marking of that penalty. Ball was 1st and 10. They had a 15-yard penalty for holding. They moved the ball back 15 yards, and then they had a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. Moved the ball back again 15 yards, and we still ended up a yard different from where we started. Wall drops back to pass and tries to scramble away and avoids a deep sack. Manages to stay on his feet, avoiding a few tackles, and finally brought out of bounds after a 7-yard gain, which looks like it may have been a 12 to 13-yard loss on the play, and manages to stay on his feet, avoid a few tackles, and make a gain out of that scramble. And so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 now for the Hogs on a great athletic play by quarterback Nate Wall. And we will see that formation again where Wall goes out to the receiver's position and Cortland Loudermill at the quarterback position with Cameron Holloway to his left as the running back. Snap to Loudermill as he tries to go up the middle, breaks out to the left side, picks up a block by Burnell. Stays on his feet as he is finally brought out of bounds at the 12-yard line.
And those legs were just a churning, Matt, as you always talk about. And had a convoy in front of him. Floyd out there with a great block. Holloway on his man and escorting Mr. Loudermill around that left side for another Razorback first down.
So ball will be placed at the 14-yard line, as we are just over 2 minutes remaining in this first half as the Razorbacks are marching their way downfield. And Loudermill will be in the quarterback position again as he goes right up the gut and picks up a few yards on the carry. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Hogs as they move themselves closer to the end zone. Another direct snap to Loudermill as he goes up the middle and breaks through the tackles for a 12-yard touchdown run by the sophomore Cortland Loudermill.
Matt, what a drive by Arkansas High. They're hanging tough here with Hot Springs on a very, very important night. You know, a lot of excitement here.
So we did have a direct snap over to Loudermill, but they did blow a whistle for, looks like they give them an illegal formation, or it was an illegal snap over to Loudermill. And so it looks like they will bring the PAT group on for kicker Hayden Moya to attempt a little bit longer than normal PAT. Normally they set around the 20-yard mark for the PAT, and now we're going to be back 5 yards, and he'll kick a 25-yard PAT. Ball is snapped, held, Kick is up and is good for the point after by Hayden Moya. And so that will bring your score, your Arkansas High Razorbacks 15, Hot Springs Trojans 21, as we have 1:39 seconds remaining in this first half. So let's go ahead and take a 30-second timeout here on 98.7 Real Country, home of the Hogs.
Moya to kick off. Kick out of bounds penalty against the Razorback.
Welcome back, Hog fans, as the kickoff goes out of bounds by Hayden Moya. So will be a penalty on the play on the kickoff, and the Trojans will take over 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line here with 1:40 remaining in this first half. Great offensive drive by the Razorbacks as they march downfield 80 yards on that series with a 12-yard touchdown run by Cortland Loudermill to bring them within 6 of the Trojans.
A lot of excitement for the Razorback fans, and for those that maybe just come out on a special night of homecoming, getting your money's worth right now from the Razorbacks.
Contreras throws over to number 10, Hicks, and it is completed as he hits the outside corner and brought out of bounds by the Razorbacks in Hog territory, as they will mark that ball at the 42-yard line. That'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Hand off to Jones up the middle as he is met by, looks like it is number 10, Jeremiah Jones, along with number 20. And we do not have that gentleman's name, but that is number 20 for the Razorbacks. Bring up 2nd and 7. Contreras looking across field for number 10, Hicks, as he makes a reception, fights his way all the way to the 31-yard line where he will be brought down, or the 32-yard line, and that looks like it may be enough for a Trojan first down. And they do move the chains. 45 seconds left in this first half.
Great job of the Razorbacks keeping that receiver for Hot Springs in bounds and not allowing the clock to stop right there.
Contreras drawn out of the pocket, and he is brought out of bounds by Cameron Holloway, and there will be no gain on the play. That will stop the clock with 31 seconds left here in the first half.
No gain on the play.
Bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Trojans. Contreras drops back, looking deep downfield. Throws it to number 10, Hicks, an incomplete pass as it was just out of his reach, as there was a few Hog defenders there to break that play up. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 10 with 26 seconds left in the first half.
And you got to believe, Matt, that this may be 4-down territory for the Trojans. Going into the locker room at halftime, we saw an attempt from 27 yards earlier by their kicker, and it was a miss, and he missed pretty badly wide left. So maybe 2 downs to work with here if you're Hot Springs.
Yeah, we're looking at right now from where the ball is at on the 32-yard line, you're looking at about a 49-yard field goal. And after seeing the leg on the kicker after that 27-yard field goal, I don't think that they are in field goal range. And we will have a timeout called by the Hogs.
I know those guys out there exist at the high school level, Matt. Obviously, it's how they get to college and be able to kick for college teams, but they've got to be few and far between. You know, guys that are, with all due respect, they're 15 to 18 years old, and if you've never stood back 49 yards from a set of goalposts, it's a lot longer than you think it is.
It is, and I'm going to do a little bragging here for a little bit. However, my senior year in high school, we were in the playoffs, and I got a chance at a 51-yard field goal and actually made that in high school. And like you said, sitting at 51 yards away from the goalpost, I mean, that thing looks forever away. And talking with Moya, the kicker for Arkansas High, said that his range right now that he's feeling comfortable around is that 40 to 45 range, and he said he's kicked a few 50s in practice, so we may be able to once get to see that long leg from him if they ever get put in that situation. However, Contreras does scramble and manages to get to the outside and runs out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So that will be enough for a Trojan first down with 17 seconds left in the first half. And now they are getting closer to that field goal range. Contreras tries a hard count, looks back over to his sideline to get his play from his coach. Steps back in the pocket. Throws downfield intended for number 8, Wisner, and it was incomplete to the tight end. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 with 13 seconds remaining in the first half.
I believe that's the first time all this first half that we have said the word tight end for either side.
Oh, yeah.
Typically a wide receiver just streaking down the middle or the sidelines, especially for Hot Springs. Arkansas High as well, but Hot Springs really throwing the ball a long way down the field so far tonight.
Contreras drops back. Looks like he's looking to the back corner. Ran out of the pocket, scrambles, and is finally brought down at about the 8-yard line. And there will be a timeout call by Hot Springs as soon as that play was over. We have 4.5 seconds left in the first half. And kind of anxious to see if they decide to try and put this ball in the end zone with that short amount of time, or if they're going to bring on the field goal unit and try to see if they can't get at least 3 before going into half. After the half, the Hogs will receive the second half kickoff, as Hot Springs won the flip and elected to receive the first half kickoff. So ball is set at the 8-yard line. And we will see. Looks like they are trying to adjust the clock and get 7 seconds put back on the clock. And that's what they do, is the clock will be set to 7 seconds left in this first half. So that will be enough for the Trojans to possibly attempt one more play before trying a field goal, or possibly go for it and try to get 6 on the board.
And right is right and wrong is wrong, Matt. But as a Razorback fan, coach, whoever, if you're wearing red tonight on defense, you think you got 4.5 seconds left till halftime, and the referees look up and say, hey, add a little more time for this Hot Springs offense.
Yes,
oh, by the way, they're knocking on your door.
Exactly. So the Razorbacks do take another timeout. And so we have a few timeouts left. Looks like the Trojans do not have any timeouts left, and the Razorbacks will still have 1 timeout.
Matt, I must tell you, been an up and down season for the Razorbacks, as everyone following them this season has learned and seen and heard on the radio and followed on apps, however you're following the Hogs this year. But on homecoming night, even though we find ourselves down by 6, this has been a very entertaining homecoming game. Just a lot of good back and forth, hoping to make some adjustments at the half to where the good guys come out on top on homecoming night. But these Hogs are, man, they're holding strong, and they're going toe-to-toe with Hot Springs right now.
So after the timeout, Hogs take the field and Trojans take the field. 7 seconds left in this first half. Contreras in the shotgun, drops back. Looking across the middle, intended for number 10, Hicks, and just in and out of his hands. And that will stop the clock with 3.5 seconds left. And looks like the Trojans will try to run another play. I figured they may have brought the field goal unit on. However, they elect to keep their offense on the field with 3.5 seconds left here in the first half.
3.5 seconds left. 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 3.5
Contreras drops back. Gets pushed out of the pocket, chased down by Holloway as he throws the ball away, and that will end the first half. So after this first half, the Razorbacks trail the Hot Springs Trojans 21-15. So we're going to take a 90-second break here on 98.7 Real Country, home of the Hogs.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs. We are excited.
by her grandfather, Willie Bailey. Your freshman maid, Jayla Woodbury. Sophomore maid, Tatiana Gillum. Tatiana is the daughter of Tiffany and Roderick Jordan. She is escorted tonight by her godfather, Cedric Burns. Your sophomore maid, Tatiana Gillum. Sophomore maid, Camilla Gutierrez. Camilla is the daughter of Arlette and Elliot Gutierrez. She is escorted tonight by her father, Elliot Gutierrez. Your sophomore maid, Camilla Gutierrez. Sophomore maid, Chelsea Johnson. Chelsea is the daughter of Mia Williams and Dennis Johnson Jr. She is escorted by her father, Dennis Johnson Jr. Your sophomore maid, Chelsea Johnson. Sophomore maid, Mia Ruelas. Mia is the daughter of Luz Vasquez. She is escorted tonight by her mother, Luz Vasquez. Your sophomore maid, Mia Ruelas. Sophomore maid, Saleya Thompson. Saleya is the daughter of Kashana Anderson. She is escorted by Trayvon Thompson Sr. Your sophomore maid, Saleya Thompson. Junior maid, Cassidy Brown. Cassidy is the daughter of Aretha and James Brown. She is escorted tonight by her father, James Brown. Your junior maid, Cassidy Brown. Junior maid, Ainsley Richardson. Ainsley is the daughter of Sarah Richardson and Josh Richardson. She is escorted tonight by her father, Josh Richardson. Your junior maid, Ainsley Richardson. Junior maid, Liberty Tatum. Liberty is the daughter of Aisha Williams and DeRoyce Tatum. She is escorted by her father, DeRoyce Tatum. Your junior maid, Liberty Tatum. Junior maid, Channing Watson. Channing is the daughter of Sean Watson and Derek Watson. She is escorted tonight by her father, Derek Watson. Your junior maid, Channing Watson. Junior maid, Sky Williams. Sky is the daughter of Angela Sanders and DeQuint Sanders. She is escorted tonight by her father, DeQuint Sanders. Your junior maid, Sky Williams. Senior maid, Kelsey Booth. Kelsey is the daughter of Felicia Matlock and Travaris Booth. She is escorted by her father, Travaris Booth. Kelsey is the starting varsity libero for the AHS Ladyback volleyball team, member of National Honor Society, and a youth choir member at Park Avenue Baptist Church. Kelsey plans to go to the Air Force following high school, then on to college to become a pediatric nurse practitioner. Your senior maid, Kelsey Booth. Senior maid, Callie Jo Brooks. Callie Jo is the daughter of Jody and Vaughn Brooks. She is escorted by her father, Vaughn Brooks. Callie Jo is your reigning Miss Arkansas High, a member of National Honor Society, Girls State Delegate, and a member of Nike. Following high school, Callie Jo will attend the University of Central Arkansas to become a nurse anesthetist. Your senior maid, Callie Jo Brooks. Senior maid, Kanaya Bryant. Kanaya is the daughter of Trinicia Walter and Wesley Alexander. She is escorted tonight by her father, Wesley Alexander. Kanaya is a dedicated varsity volleyball player, basketball player, and a member of the track team. Following high school, Kanaya plans to attend college to obtain her bachelor's degree in education. Your senior maid, Kanaya Bryant. Senior maid, Michaela Dodd. Michaela is the daughter of Darwin Bolden and Shanta Dodd. She is escorted by her father, Darwin Bolden. Michaela is a member of National Honor Society and a varsity volleyball and basketball player. Following high school, she plans to join the Air Force with hopes to attend college and major in criminal justice. Your senior maid, Michaela Dodd. Senior maid, Gabrielle Foster. Gabrielle is the daughter of Ivanka and Derek Foster. She is escorted tonight by her father, Derek Foster. Gabby is a member of Student Council, Nike, and FCCLA. Following high school, she plans to attend the University of Central Arkansas and obtain her bachelor's and master's degree in K-12 education. Your senior maid, Gabrielle Foster. Senior maid, Hillary Gamble. Hillary is the daughter of Summer and Cedric Irvin. She is escorted tonight by her father, Cedric Irvin. Hillary is the captain of our girls' soccer team, a member of the Collegiate Academy, and is currently working towards her pilot's license. Following graduation, Hillary plans to attend the University of Arkansas, double major in biology and chemistry. Your senior maid, Hillary Gamble. Senior maid, Markiah Johnson. Markiah is the daughter of Fontayla Trammell and Marcus Johnson. She is escorted tonight by her uncle, Leon Rollins. Markiah is an avid volunteer in the community by spending her time feeding the homeless, volunteering within senior centers, and her church. Following high school, she plans to attend college with hopes to own her own small business or receive a degree in social work. Your senior maid, Markiah Johnson. Senior maid, Sierra Watson. Sierra is the daughter of Venture and Michael Watson. She is escorted by her father, Michael Watson. Sierra is an AHS athlete in multiple sports, a member of FCCLA, Student Council, and a member of Fellowship of Christian Students. Following high school, she plans to major in kinesiology and become a coach. Your senior maid, Sierra Watson. Your 2022 Maid of Honor, Lakin McKnight. Lakin is the daughter of Tony and Heather McKnight. She is escorted by her father, Tony McKnight. Lakin is an Arkansas High softball player, a member of Nike, and a member of Beach Street First Baptist Church. Following high school, she plans to attend college and major in exercise science and ultimately become a physical therapist. Your 2022 Maid of Honor, Lakin McKnight. Your 2022 Homecoming Queen, Alexandria Clark. Allie is the daughter of Markia and Walter Clark. She is escorted tonight by her brother, Walter Clark. Allie is a 4-year member of Student Council, current Vice President of Student Council, and current class president. She is the current FCCLA president, a member of the Pride Academy, and the AHS Red River ambassador. Following high school, Allie plans to attend the University of Texas Tyler to obtain a degree in social work. your 2022 homecoming queen, Alexandria Clark.
Congratulations to the homecoming court and your 2022 homecoming queen. If you bought some non-perishable food items tonight in that food drive, they have a winning ticket number. You need to claim your prize before the second half begins down at the Razorback store. So I'm going to call out the winning ticket number for anyone who brought to the drawing in the non-perishable food drive. Ticket number that was drawn out, 349769. That's 349769. Once again, 349769. If you had that ticket in the non-perishable food drive, go to the Razorback store underneath the stadium within the next few minutes to claim your prize. Once again, they are continuing, the senior class is continuing to sell split-the-pot tickets, the 50-50 raffle. You could win some cash. That drawing for that will be at the end of the third quarter. Seniors will be in the stand selling tickets, $5 each, or visit the AHS senior table under the stands. Proceeds from the split-the-pot 50-50 raffle sales go towards the 2023 senior prom. Once again, they'll be selling those tickets for a little while longer. That drawing will be held at the end of the third quarter. That winning ticket number again on the drawing for the non-perishable food drive is 349769. 349769. You can go to the Razorback store beneath the stands to claim your prize for the winning in the non-perishable food drive. We do want to recognize again our 5 class reunions that are represented tonight at Razorback Stadium. The class of 1987. The class of 1992. The class of 2002, the class of 2010, and the class of 2012. If you're in any of those classes, stand up. Welcome back to Razorback Stadium. In case you missed the band recognition earlier, congratulations to the Arkansas High Marching Band for earning the superior rating of 1 at the Region 2 Marching Assessment this past Tuesday. With this rating, they qualified for the Arkansas State Marching Contest on October 31st, where they will compete against the top percent of schools in the state. And we want to thank again Mayor Alan Brown, Representative Carol Dalby, and Senator Jenny Hickey for their corporate sponsorship to the first annual Razorback Football Golf Tournament held earlier this year. Coach Trey Outlaw and the Razorbacks appreciate your generous contribution. this season for providing food for the press box through the entire football season. Once again, the drawing for the Split the Pot 50-50 raffle, where you can win some cash, will be at the end of the third quarter. So if you haven't purchased a $5 ticket, or if you'd like to purchase more,
Play for the Arkansas High Razorbacks here against the Hot Springs Trojans. So right now the score of this game after the first half is the Hot Springs Trojans 21 and your Arkansas High Razorbacks 15. The Trojans did win the flip and chose to receive the opening kickoff, so the Razorbacks will
shield against the elements,
second half kickoff.
Comfort in the midst of chaos,
And
shelter
heading
in the
over to their
aftermath of
sideline now,
destruction.
and the Hogs heading
For
over to
75
theirs.
years, Shelter
Both
Insurance
teams
has
have
remained true to our
respected
promise
sidelines.
to be there when you need us most.
Hogs look like they have
This
a
is the
little pep
heartbeat
in
of
their
our
step
company,
here on this second
our
half.
why. Shelter
Definitely
Insurance.
should be
For
after
your auto,
going
home,
first
and
half
life.
and being down by
In
6.
Arkansas, see Brian Bolt for a free insurance review.
A shield against the elements. Comfort in the midst of chaos. Shelter in the aftermath of destruction. For 75 years, Shelter Insurance has remained true to our promise to be there when you need us most.
Y'all hard time, man.
I know it, Matt. This is just that 1 week out of the season I really get to
in play for the start of the second half. Your score: Hot
enjoy
Springs
some
21,
time
Arkansas High 15.
with
Razorbacks
family
with the ball
while out at the
first to begin
stadium.
this second half
But
of
I
play.
can tell you one thing, Matt.
Back deep is Cameron Holloway.
You go down there to the concession
and
stand
Richard
right now,
Tyus
try to
for
get
the
you something to
Razorbacks.
eat or drink.
Ain't happening.
You're going to miss the whole third quarter. That place is packed here on homecoming night.
Well, as we can see here, too, in the stands, you know, our side is
Juan
covered
Martinez
in
to kick off for
Razorbacks
Hot
with
Springs.
their Cardinal shirts on and Razorback everywhere on their clothing. And so they did get done with homecoming, and everything went perfect. And congratulations to the young ladies who made homecoming court and to the new 2022 homecoming queen and the homecoming maid of honor. So we're getting ready to kick this ball off as we have Cameron Holloway back deep to receive it, and he does receive the kick around the 15-yard line.
Holloway brings
Goes
it
up the
back to
middle,
the
right
30-yard
down
line
to
for the
30.
Razorbacks. First and
So
10.
the Hogs will take over first and 10 here in the second half at their own 30-yard line. Brandon, you tired from walking up these 500 sets of
Yeah, absolutely.
bleachers that they have here at Razorback Stadium?
I almost
Let's put the
text
ball
my
at the
family
31,
ahead of
first
time
and
and
10.
asked them to meet me down on ground level of the bleachers over there. It's a lot of walking. And I even had to kind of sweet talk my way to the other side, which the security police force here at the games every Friday night, hats off to them because that is their job. But I even kind of flashed my badge at them and said, hey, I'm with the radio, or I'm simply with Arkansas High. I'm a good guy, you know. I just like to go see my family. Yes, they're wearing the opposing colors, but dadgummit, they're still my family.
So to start the second half off, Loudermill is in at quarterback and takes the snap and gets the left side towards the Hogs.
Loudermill will keep it for a gain of a yard.
It's brought down after a yard gain on the carry.
And for those Razorback fans out there, very quickly, my uncle, big avid sports fan, his grandson on the opposing team tonight, as I've stated earlier. Lots of good things to say about this Razorback team, so glad to hear it, even if it's my family talking to me. The opposing fans have noticed that Arkansas High has done a real good job, you know, going toe-to-toe in this first half so far.
Most definitely. So we're going to have a second 9 for the Hogs. Stay in the same formation with Loudermill at quarterback as he takes a snap and hits the left side trying to get out of bounds. And does. Looks like he may have fumbled it.
Loudermill knocked out of bounds by number 14, Kyan Jamerson.
Yard, maybe 2 yards on that carry, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 for Razorbacks. Ball is sitting at the back 34-yard line.
It'll be 3rd and 7 Razorbacks when they're on 34.
One thing that I did notice in this formation now is Loudermill has taken his glove off of his right hand. That may tell us that he throwing the ball after running it every time. They see something different. However, he does take the ball up the middle. As a few of the Trojans trying to tackle him, never gets brought down. And
Loudermill will get to near the 39-yard line.
Up a 4th and 2 for the Hogs. Man, the same formation, or if they different look.
Actually spot the ball on the 38, so to bring up 4th and 3.
And they do stay in the same formation with Loudermill at quarterback. This is from Coach Outlaw and to his offensive line. Snap to Loudermill, he hits far right side, gets on the outside corner, and was right at the first down mark and was stopped, and looks like he's going to be about.
And Loudermill will be stopped short of the first down.
So that will be a turnover on downs. Looked like Loudermill had a chance at the first down marker. Instead of going up
Ball will go over on downs to Hot
break
Springs.
it out just a little bit.
First
more.
and 10 at the Razorback 39.
He was stopped just short of the first down. So the Trojans will take over first and 10 at the Hogs' 39-yard line.
Matt, I think on that last play real quick, if to your point, he kept going out wide, Loudermill, if he'd have just turned north and hit a hole, he's got that first down.
First play is a handoff to Jones up the middle as he is brought down by number 20 and also number 10.
Running back for a short gain, tackled by number 10, Jeremiah Jones.
Give him a 2-yard gain on that carry. Contreras, the quarterback, hands off to Jones again as he goes up the middle, finds a hole, and is finally brought down by number 25.
Terry
Cody
Jones
Lewis.
on the carry, first down, Hot Springs.
I'm sorry, that'll be number 29, Dangerfield on the tackle. However, that
First
wasn't
and 10
enough
at the
for
Razorback
a
18.
Trojan first down as they are now at the Razorbacks' 18-yard line. And they go back again to Jones as he
again on
goes
the carry.
right up the gut. He's tripped up by a few of the Hogs. And they're going to give him 8 yards on that carry. And Trojans with no hesitation waiting for the official to set the ball back down. And may see the exact same play again. However, looks like there is a flag on the play. The head official walking over to the Hot Springs Trojan sideline. We'll see what this flag is.
Illegal substitution by Arkansas High.
Penalty
Penalty
is
against Razorbacks
declined.
It'll be bring up second and short.
So it's going to bring up 2nd and 2. And it is a handoff to Jones again up the middle as he is brought down by number 42, Laquan Traylor.
Jones on the
Enough for a
carry.
first down as they're at now the 5-yard line
First
of the
and goal,
Hogs, where they will have a
Razor-
first and
goal,
goal.
Hot Springs.
And they hand it off to Jones again up the middle as he pushes down to the 1-yard
Jones again
line.
carries near the 1-yard line. Second
They're
down.
going to put him at the half-yard line mark. And I'm sure we will probably see the same play again as they have ran that about 5 times in a row now. And it is a handoff to Jones as he makes his way into the end zone.
And Jones will carry for a Hot Springs touchdown.
That will be a touchdown by Perry Jones, the junior, on a 1-yard carry. And that will bring on the field goal unit, or the PAT unit.
Martinez to try the extra point.
A very, very fast opening drive there by Hot Springs.
And it is a bad snap. And the holder unable to maintain that
Extra
snap
point
and just
attempt
throws
is
the
no
ball away
good.
in the back of the end zone. So that
8:14 to go in the
2-point
third quarter.
conversion
Your
PAT
score,
is no
Springs
good. So
27,
that brings the
Razorbacks
score Hot
15.
Springs Trojans 27, your Arkansas High Razorbacks 15. So let's go ahead and take a 30-second timeout here on 98.7 Real Country, home of the Hogs. Hey, I'm going to try to throw in as many little breaks as I can on this, just because it's
Cameron Holloway, Richard
second half
County is back deep for the Razorback.
Martinez
Martinez to kick forward, Hot Springs.
bit of this game, so I'm gonna try to run some commercials as much as we can, get some ads thrown in. All right, welcome back here with 8 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Ball is kicked back deep down around the 15-yard line. Caught by Cameron Holloway as he makes his way up to the 36-yard line, where the Hogs will take over, 1st and 10.
Matt, I really thought Holloway was going to shoot a gap right there. He kind of took his time and seeing everything in front of him unfold and lanes to open up and blocks to happen. And he really shot through, and then all of a sudden that gap just closed up. And between both sides of the field here with both teams, there were 22 men in a ball on the 35-yard line with the referees stopping the play there.
1st and 10 for the Hogs. Nawal drops back, looks downfield, intended for Burnell, and is intercepted by number 14, Ken Jamerson, as Burnell was looking for the flag along with Coach Outlaw over there. It looked like he may have been bumped as he was going up for it and kind of pushed off by the Hot Springs Trojan defender. However, no penalty on the play, so will be a turnover on the interception. So the Trojans will take over 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, don't have instant replay, Matt, but truly it was just Burnell and the defender one-on-one behind everybody else in the secondary in the middle of the field. And as the defender went up, it looked like he had Burnell's left arm just kind of pinned down against his side there.
All right, handoff over to number 11 as he hits the middle of the field. Avoids a few tackles, or number 10, and is brought down into Razorback territory. However, there is a yellow flag on the play, and it will be against the Trojans.
Flag on the play.
Like it was a holding call. So they will, after that 15-yard gain, they will move the ball back. So that'll move the ball back, and it will be a 1st and 13.
Holding the call against Hot Springs.
Ball now back at the 35-yard line of the Trojans. High snap, handoff to Jones up the middle. He was brought down by Traquan Traylor.
Running back tackle for a
Give him
loss on the play.
about a 2-yard gain on the play. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 11. Traverse hands off to his running back as he gets in the middle, number 28, Kobe Hughes, and ends up with a big carry as he goes into Razorback territory on the Hogs' 47-yard line. Hot Springs back on the ball as quick as they can. Hand back off to Hughes as he hits the far left sideline and is tackled out of bounds by Marcus Floyd. He will just be short of the first
Marcus
down.
Floyd on the tackle for the Razorbacks.
Second and 4, or 2nd and 3 rather.
Pick up a
For
7
the
on the
Trojans. Trojans back on the ball. Another handoff to Hughes as he goes up the middle of the field. Looks like he did get enough for the first down. They will move the chains. And Hot Springs,
Tackle by Kenley.
as quick as they can get
First
to the
down.
ball, they are
Hot
ready to
Springs.
snap this ball and go. Hand off to Jones up the middle. As he is finally brought down. Looks like Christian Roberts on the tackle.
Officials timeout.
We do have an official timeout as one of the Razorbacks helmets
Pick up a
comes
7
off
on
and
the
they
play.
allow that man to get to the sideline. Will be a 2nd and 4. Travis takes the snaps, hands off to Jones. Jones goes up the middle, gets past the first down mark, and is brought down by a few of the Hogs. Leading that way was Cameron Holloway.
First down, Hot Springs.
So that'll be a first down, Hot Springs. They are inside the 20.
1st and 10 for the
Matt, they are
Razorbacks.
absolutely marching down the field right now, just not being stopped at all by Arkansas High.
Very quickly. What a great tackle by number 20. for the
Running back
Razorbacks.
tripped up by Kinley.
He just tripped him
Short
up
gain on
enough
the play.
to only give him a short gain, so that'll bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Trojans. They're back on the ball, ready to go again. Contreras drops back and throws a pass to the far right corner of the end zone, intended for number 4, Rhodes.
Contreras pass
That
attempt
is broken
is
up by
broken up.
DeAndre Burnell in the back corner of the end zone to prevent a touchdown by the Trojans. Be a 3rd and 8.
7 passes in a row, Matt, and then runs in a row, excuse me, and then we finally see a random pass.
Then we go back onto the ground to Hughes as he avoids a few tackles and gets into the end zone for a 17-yard touchdown run by number 28, Kobe Hughes.
And amazingly, Matt, a drive that actually took 2.5 minutes off the clock. I know that's not a long time, but it looked like they went down the field in about a minute or even, just they stayed in bounds the whole time, and the clock kept moving, and they hurried up. And don't you know, the Razorbacks, unfortunately, as a defense would be, just flat on their heels and can't catch their breath, and then they couldn't catch a break there on that drive.
The AT attempt is up. And through the middle of the uprights by Martinez.
Martinez extra point is good.
That brings the score, Hot Springs Trojans 34, Arkansas High Razorbacks 15.
Third quarter, your score,
As we have 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. As the Trojans head onto the field for the kickoff, and we will have back deep number 6, Cameron Holloway, along with number 37, Richard Tyus. And I believe we've got William Dunbar setting towards the middle of the field, just a little short of 2 Razorbacks setting on the 10-yard line.
Martinez to kick
That
for Hot
play, we
Springs.
had a total of 8 runs
And 1 pass.
and 1 pass on
A drive that started on their own 35. 65-yard touchdown drive there. 65-yard touchdown drive there by the Hot Springs Trojans.
ball is kicked deep to Holloway as he catches it around the 14-yard line. Tries to find a seam, cuts back, stays on his feet, avoids a few tackles, and is finally brought down, and they're going to mark that at the
Holloway on the
14-yard
return, flag on the
line.
play.
And we do see some dirty laundry. We will get that call here in just a second. Will be a personal
Personal
foul
foul to call against
against
the Hot
the
Springs
Trojans. So they will move that ball downfield a little more, and looks like the Hogs are going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
After the penalty,
Just sitting at
1st
about
and 10,
4.5
Razorbacks
minutes
near
left
their
in this
39.
3rd quarter. Go back into their normal formation with quarterback Nate Wall in at quarterback with Loudermill directly to his left. Javen Davis, one of the new receivers, out. Wall scrambles outside the pocket. Looks like he's going to keep it himself and is brought down out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Himself.
And Wall looks like he is hurt. Limping back over to the huddle.
Matt, the young man just doesn't take no for an answer.
He does not.
I mean, you got to literally probably tell him the stretcher's coming out, you're going into the locker room for him to say, I can't be on the field right now.
I honestly think you'd have to take his helmet off of him.
Just
he probably still would try to go out on the field with no helmet.
A very, very tough young man, and what a leader, especially at the most viewed position and thought of as a leader from a quarterback standpoint on any football team.
Next play is handoff up the middle to Loudermill as he is brought down at the line of scrimmage by a few of the Trojans.
Loudermill on the carry, tackle made by number 36, Logan Hoskins. No gain on the play, 3rd down.
Hogs now have a 3rd and 6. Coach Outlaw for his signal. Ball relaying to his lineman. Split receivers. Loudermill in the backfield. And we will have a flag on the play. It looks like it will be a false start against the Hogs, so that will move back
False
5.
start to call against the Razorbacks.
Bring up a 3rd and long. Be 3rd and 10 for the Razorbacks. Here with 3 minutes 43 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. We have all players in tight on this formation. Loudermill in the backfield. Wall drops back to pass. Looks like they're trying to screen play, but Wall is brought down in the backfield.
Wall is sacked by number 7, Calix Kuchar.
Struggling to get up. Jumps over toward the sideline where it's not look like he's very
Here we go,
happy.
4th down, Razorback.
Offensive line allowing defense to get in. Defense getting in his face pretty quick, and that's going to be a 9-yard loss or 8-yard loss on the sack.
Joshua Sharp
They will
to punt
bring
for the
out
Razorback.
Joshua Sharp to punt on this 4th and we'll call that 16. Or 4th and 18, I'm sorry. Ball is snapped. Sharp gets the punt away, but we do have some flags on the play.
Flag on the play.
Looks like it'll probably be a false start against the
False start
Hogs,
to call against the Razorback.
as the Hogs were trying to get personnel in as the ball was snapped. Still have one of the players running across the field to get to his position. So that'll move him back another 5 yards.
And Matt, even though the quarterback is typically the smallest guy on the offensive side of the ball, typically, there's some big guys out there at the quarterback position. Don't you know every one of those offensive linemen didn't want to go in that tent down there on the sidelines, knowing that that captain of yours is in there and he's ready to climb all over you just because the expectation is there.
Definitely.
The standards are there from Nate Wall.
On his way as it is bobbled by number 10 Hicks. Tries to cut backfield. Avoids a few tackles. And on the race to the end zone, and Hicks will score on the punt return.
Derek Hicks on the return for a touchdown for Hot Springs.
That will be a 55-yard punt return for a touchdown for the Hot Springs Trojans. As we have 2 minutes, 14 seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter. Trojans set for the PAT by Martinez. Snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So bring your score, Hot Springs Trojans 41, your Arkansas High Razorbacks 15. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second timeout. Get ready for this kickoff here on 98.7 Real Country, home of the Hogs. I ain't know that.
Cameron Holloway, Richard Tynes back deep for the Razorbacks. Martinez to kick for Hot Springs.
All right, welcome back here to Razorback Stadium as Martinez is set to kick off. Kick received by Cameron Holloway as he bobbles the kick. It looks like when he pick it back up, he had his knee still on the ground.
First and 10,
So that
Razorback.
will be where the Hogs take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line with 2 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
But, Matt, you don't know if that punt return was going to go 10 yards ahead for Holloway or if he was going to find an open lane and take it to the house for 80 yards. But don't you know how disappointed he was? You know, you fumble the ball or don't catch it cleanly, it hits the ground. So, obviously, you're picking it up to make sure you have it and go forward. But when he bent down to pick it up, his knee hit the ground, and that in high school football, that marks you down.
And I did a few kickoff returns and punt returns. And I know that is one of the hardest things is you've got your eye on the ball coming down to you. You're looking forward as well, trying to see where somebody is. As soon as you catch it, you bobble it. Well, now your eyes go straight to the ground. Once you pick that ball up, you don't know where anybody's at.
Very true, Matt.
So the next play, the first play is a pass intended for Burnell downfield. Burnell unable to hang on to the pass as it looks like it's just a little short of where Burnell was wanting the ball at. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Razorbacks. See if we can't get y'all some local scores here in just a few. Razorbacks with 2nd and 10. Loudermill in the backfield. And we do have a flag on the play. Looks like it would be a delay of game against the Razorbacks. We're going to have old Skyler back at the radio station checking to see if we can't get the LE score. What we do have is the Hope Camden Fairview score. Camden 35, Hope 0. And Parkview leads Magnolia 35-28. Wall drop back, scrambles out of the pocket, finds a seam and hits it. And is brought down after a 7-yard gain on the quarterback scramble.
Wall keeps it himself.
Lakeside is leading D-Queen 14-6. And you see the Pleasant Grove Hawks 35, Liberty Isle 7. Hogs with a 3rd and 8. Quick pass over to Burnell. Makes a reception. It is brought down around the 29-yard line. And Burnell brought down hard as he is slow to get up.
Wall's pass is complete to Burnell.
And that Pleasant Grove score is 35-7 at halftime. And it looks like we will have a trainers or head coach, coaches coming out to look at the freshman DeAndre Burnell after he was taken down pretty hard on that pass reception. However, it was enough for a Razorback first down. Burnell able to walk off to the sideline on his own power.
Matt Burnell is a freshman wide receiver, as you have said many times this year. Once he got bumped up to varsity, next couple years look real good for that young man and his contributions to this Razorback offense.
Most definitely. Next play is a handoff over to Loudermill as he is brought down at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the board.
That'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Hogs. Ball is at the Razorback 29-yard line. We have 42 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. Looks like the play clock will be a little bit below the game clock, so they will have to snap the ball before the end of the quarter. Ball takes a snap, drops back, looking for Dunbar downfield, and it is just thrown over his head as it's picked off by number 26 for Hot Springs, as he is brought down out of bounds by Loudermill.
Is picked off by Xavier Mitchell.
However, we do have a flag on the play, and it's back around the 19-yard line.
Could get Hot Springs for roughing the passer.
And that's what I would like to think would happen. However, you look over and Nate Wall was laying on the ground. He had official over talking with the other officials. We'll see what this play is, what this call will be. However, Coach Outlaw does keep his offense on the field. And it will be against Hot Springs. Couldn't see what the call was, but it was against Hot Springs. And it does not look Trojans are too happy on their sideline after the play.
Now to see the offensive line coming out for the Hot Springs Trojans. So, somewhat confused there on that call. I don't know. I did see as the interception happened and the Hot Springs defensive player returned it down the field and got to their sideline. Cortland Loudermill came in with a shove there at the end, so I don't know if the referees thought that he could have let the young man go out of bounds right there without a shove, maybe viewed that as unnecessary. But nonetheless, Hot Springs takes over at their own 45 here.
Contreras hands off to Jones as he hits the middle, breaks a few tackles, and gets 5 yards on the carry. And that will be, looks like that will end this third quarter. And it will. So after the third quarter, the Hot Springs Trojans lead the Razorbacks 41-15. We'll take a 60-second timeout here as they move the ball across the midfield mark here on 98.7 Real Country, home of the Hogs.
For the split the pot 50-50 raffle, it's time to get those tickets.
You've spent years working hard to create your financial security. Reward yourself with a checking account designed specifically for you by a bank that shows you the outstanding level of customer service you deserve. With State Bank's Elite Checking, you can qualify for a competitive rate of interest, no monthly service fee, free checks, and superior customer service. Let State Bank be your bank for service, relationships, and living life to its fullest. You've spent years working hard to create your financial security. Reward yourself with a checking account designed specifically for you by a bank that shows you the outstanding level of customer service you deserve. With State Bank's Elite Checking, you can qualify for a competitive rate of interest, no monthly service fee, free checks, and superior customer service. Let State Bank be your bank for service, relationships, and living life to its fullest.
All right, welcome back here to the fourth quarter. Trojans leading Razorbacks 41-15 after first play while we were on break. Trojans gained a few yards, second play, managed to get a first down, and looks like we have number 43, Christian Roberts, down on the play, and he jumps back up as kind of limps off the field.
Give that Razorback a hand.
With him, but he will have to come set off the play due to the injury timeout by the officials. And so Kobe Burris will come in for him. Trojans have a 1st and 10. They now are in Razorback territory at the 32-yard line. Contreras hands off to Hughes as he hits the far left sideline and is brought down out of bounds by number 38. Gabriel Braggs.
By number 38, Gabriel Braggs. It's Hot Springs first down.
And that will be enough for a Hot Springs first down.
1st and 10 at the Razorback 19.
Ball is placed at the 19-yard line. Contreras takes a high snap, hands it to Hughes as he goes up the middle. Hughes is wrestled down by number 12, Marcus Floyd. It looks like they will throw a flag on the play afterwards. And looks like somebody threw a flag back at the official, and he looked over and said, "What the heck?" and grabbed his flag out and threw it up in the air too.
Matt, I've never, again, it's another first time, I've never seen a player, and what's funny is there was a Hot Springs guy who grabbed the flag and threw it back at the referee or in his direction. The foul comes against Arkansas High. So a self-inflicted wound there for Hot Springs.
So it is a personal foul against the Razorbacks. And the second flag is unsportsmanlike conduct against the Razorbacks. So I guess it was a Razorback player who threw the flag back across the
Okay.
field. And looks like Coach Trey Outlaw is looking over at the official, trying to figure out what is going on. And we will have some whistles blown before they ran the play. Looks like the officiating crew was not ready to start that play. However, Hot Springs snapped the ball and said they were ready.
They've been ready all night, Matt. They very, very upbeat tempo from their offense, as we've said many times. And you look down to get your drink, you literally blink long enough and shut your eyes maybe to collect yourself, and you're going to miss some action.
Yeah.
As I see you here in the booth are standing up and getting a little stretch here in this second half.
Yeah, I figured might as well stand up a little bit. I can see a little better from whenever they're down over here in the far corner of the field. The Trojans do have a first and goal at the 4-yard line. Contreras tries to scramble outside and is brought down out of bounds, and they're going to give him back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up a second and goal from the 4-yard line. 10 minutes, 39 seconds remaining in this ballgame. Contreras, quarterback keeper, tries to throw it, but he had number 20 right in his face. He is brought down.
By number 20, Rodney Kinley.
So there's Rodney Kinley is number 20.
First time we've called his name tonight, Matt.
So we do have him written as number 35 here on this. However, he is in the spot of 20. So Rodney Kinley is number 20 that we have called numerous times tonight. So it's going to bring up a third and goal from the 15-yard line after that 9-yard sack. So we will have a flag on the play. We're waiting the signal from the official. Will be a false start against Hot Springs. They'll move that ball back another 5 yards, and we'll spot it at the 20-yard line. We will have a third and goal from the 20.
First time we've seen Hot Springs go back this far tonight, regardless of penalty or a quarterback sack there by Rodney Kinley for the Razorbacks.
Trash throws to the back corner of the end zone, and it is caught by number 17, Justin Washington, in the back of the end zone for a 20-yard touchdown pass by Contreras to Washington. After the 20-yard touchdown pass, we will bring in Juan Martinez for the point after. There's just under 10 minutes left in the game. Kick is up. It is through the upright, so that will bring the score. Hot Springs Trojans 48. Arkansas High Razorbacks 15. Brandon, we've seen all second half the Trojans have been quick to the ball, running the ball, run, and then throw in a deep pass for a touchdown. What was that? That was 4 run plays with 2 pass plays. Actually, let's see, it was 4 runs with a sack.
A couple of penalties mixed in. So on plays that counted for the yardage, minus the penalty yardage that Hot Springs gained, yes, 4 runs, and then that last play there was a 20-yard strike to the corner of the end zone.
So we've seen that a lot this second half.
And all done in the fourth quarter as they were in the middle of their drive, but they did that in just over 2 minutes to run that set of plays.
Martinez set it for a kickoff as he pooch kicks down to around the 25-yard line where it does go out of bounds, so Hogs will take over at their own 35-yard line.
And being now that it is in the fourth quarter, Matt, I'd be anxious to see what guys from the starting offense remain on the field for Coach Outlaw. Maybe some guys who get subbed in and get some playing time here in these last 10 minutes, as I believe we see a couple of new numbers here on that offensive line trot out to start this series for the Razorbacks.
Really surprised that we do see Nate Wall staying in at the quarterback position.
Very much so. Your heart goes out to him for as hard as he plays, and the rest of the guys do too, but he takes a beating every Friday night to some extent, and you just, man, you love the kid for his effort. He never quits.
Quick pass over to Burnell on the screenplay as he avoids the first tackle, breaks loose, gets down to the sideline, has two players to beat, and is brought out of bounds at the, looks like they're going to mark him at the, that was kind of short of where I thought he was at, but they mark him at the 33-yard line.
Matt, I'm with you there. I thought he was going to put him at about the 27-28.
So they're going to mark it at the 33-yard line and hogs into Trojan territory as they have a 1st and 10 here with 9 minutes, 38 seconds remaining in this game. Loudermill in the backfield goes in motion over to the left side. Quick pass over to Burnell again as he is brought out of bounds by number 6, Hardeman. That'll give him a 1-yard gain on that pass reception.
Pickup of 1 on the play, 2nd down.
Loudermill in the backfield with Wall. Snap. Wall fakes a pass over to Dunbar as he looks deep downfield, and the ball is picked off at the 1-yard line.
Wall's pass is picked off.
And the Trojans will take over 1st and 10. Deep in their own territory as they will take over at their own 4-yard line after the interception.
And Matt, unfortunately, that's the hat trick tonight for Nate Wall. That is his 3rd pass intercepted by the Trojans.
And all 3 of those passes that were intercepted were deep passes.
Yeah.
And just unable to go up and get that ball, maybe just a little out of reach of the Razorback receivers. Contreras will be taking the snap in his end zone as he hands off to Jones, who heads towards the sideline, but is chased down from behind by Cameron Holloway. And I do believe Holloway came all the way across the field from the opposite side of where Jones hit the outside corner. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 for the Trojans.
I did not realize he gained even 5 yards on that play right there. Thought the Razorback got him early in the hole.
Hand off to Jones, again met with by Cameron Holloway, who brings it down.
Jones on the carry, Holloway again on the tackle for the Razorbacks.
Like he is brought down at the 16-yard line, and that will be enough for a Trojan 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 16-yard line.
Clock winding down to around 8 minutes and 20 seconds at this snap. Ball is handed off to Hughes as he hits the outside corner. Wrapped up by Marcus Floyd, brought down after a 6-yard gain on the carry. We got a 2nd and 4.
And Matt, Hot Springs running the ball as if, you know, the score is 18-15 instead of 48-15.
Hand off to Hughes again. He is met by a few of the Razorbacks. Brought down, and there is a flag on the play. Don't know what the Hogs will get.
I think they're going to get them for
unsportsmanlike conduct after the play.
Yeah, there's about 4 Razorbacks that had the Trojan running back just kind of bottled up, and the referees blew the whistle as if to say the play is stopped, it's dead, you guys let go. The Razorbacks piled all 4 guys on top of that poor young man for Hot Springs and slammed him to the ground.
It will be a personal foul against the Razorbacks. That'll move the ball up to the Trojan 35-yard line where they will take over 1st and 10. Clock winding down to 7 minutes, 40 seconds, and a handoff to Hughes as he hits the outside corner. breaks past the defenders and is finally brought down out of bounds at the Razorbacks' 40-yard line.
Running back tackled out of bounds. First down, Trojan.
His helmet did come off on the sideline, so he will have to sit out this next play as Jones comes back into the running back position, and there is another flag on the play as a few of the Razorbacks were talking with a few of the Hot Springs Trojans on their sideline, and sure enough, it normally happens that way, as we've talked about numerous times. After little extracurricular activities after the play, they normally get whoever they see last, and unfortunately it was a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Razorbacks.
Yeah, and Matt, that talking there wasn't even done on the field between, opposing players within that play that had just happened. After the Razorbacks forced the running back for the Trojans out of bounds to his own sidelines, a couple Razorbacks got up, and I know without even being in that setting next to all the players, regardless of what uniform they're wearing, jawing was going back and forth between both sets of players. But the fact is the Razorback players, two of them, found themselves talking to 20 other Trojans on the Trojan sideline, so the referee saw that as, our guys going into their territory and running their mouth for no reason.
Looks like Coach Trey Outlaw not too happy about the flag after the play. However, we do have some score updates on the Texas side. DeKalb is leading Paris Chisholm 30-0. Hooks leading Redwater 41-7. And New Boston 56, Prairieland 20. We'll see if we can get some more of those updates here in just a few.
Matt, have you been able to run across any Texas High score?
Let's see if Skylar may be back here at the radio station, may be able to look and see if he can get that Texas High score.
I was told earlier today that they are playing Nacogdoches, and that Nacogdoches comes into the game tonight against the Texas High Tigers at 1-7 for their record. So might put another W in the column for Texas High.
And I believe Texas High is ranked one of the top 5 schools in the state of Texas right now.
Within their classification? Yeah.
So, should be would like to say should be an easy victory for Texas High Tigers. However, you never know. So, but looks like Skylar back at the station is checking that out and see what he can find on that score. After the handoff, bring up a 3rd and 5. Here as the clock is now just below 6.5 minutes left in the game.
The band really getting into it out there, Matt. Regardless of the action on the field, not in favor of the Razorbacks tonight. Fans still here. The house is still packed with all the red and white on this side of the stadium. You can hear the drums and all the big instruments going loud there for the Razorbacks.
Well, we do have a score update for Texas High and Nacogdoches. Nacogdoches is leading Texas High 16-13 in the 3rd quarter.
So, Matt, there you go.
We also have, I think we may have that backwards. It looks like Texas High is 16, Nacogdoches 13. From one of our score updaters that we do have. Maybe Skylar is a little exhausted after being 9:30. And he does let us know, whoops, that is flipped. So Texas High leads Nacogdoches 16-13 in the 3rd quarter. On the 4th and 2, the Trojans run up the middle and get enough for a 1st down. Skylar, no problem. Sometimes we type things wrong. That will be enough for a Trojan 1st down, so Trojans will have a 1st down on the Razorbacks' 15-yard line. As clock is now 5 minutes left in the game. And we do have a new quarterback in for the Trojans. Is number 12, Sean Aaliyah. Is that how you pronounce that last name? Aaliyah? Aaliyah?
Aaliyah, yeah.
He's a sophomore quarterback.
Second lane by Jordan Williams.
And Matt, on that last play there, as we were figuring out the name of that young man for the Trojans, the running back was met in the hole hard on the line of scrimmage there by Jordan Williams. And I'm here to tell you, the hit that Mr. Williams laid on that young man from Hot Springs, everybody in the crowd over here for Arkansas High almost stood and applauded the young man.
Now, they fumbled.
Razorbacks take over on the the 17-yard line.
Trying to figure out how Arkansas High ended up with the ball.
They must have, Matt, because I have here
first and 10 for the Hogs.
They executed on 4th and 2 to make their first down, and then that next run. So apparently Hot Springs just fumbled.
All right, well, Hogs will have a first and 10 at their own 17-yard line here with 4 minutes, 17 seconds left in the game. Wall still in at quarterback. Fakes a handoff to Loudermill, throws across to Burnell in the middle of the field. And great catch by Burnell as he is brought down just shy of the 30-yard line, but that will be enough for a Razorback first down. Burnell brought down hard as he was extended out for that ball.
First down, Razorbacks.
And Burnell limping back over towards the sideline.
Nate Wall coming to the sideline as well, Matt. Holding his hand out. Got a coach looking at his hand there. And
personal foul, roughing the passer.
So there was a personal foul roughing the passer against Hot Springs. And so it looks like we'll have Dunbar coming in at quarterback for the Razorbacks here with just shy of 4 minutes left in the game. First and 10 Hogs at their own 44-yard line. Dunbar hands off to Loudermill as he tries to take the middle and gains a yard on the play. It looks like quarterback Nate Wall is taking off his quarterback wrap, as we may have seen the last of Nate Wall tonight. However, as soon as I say that, he does strap it back on.
We do have Williams
in at quarterback.
Yes.
And he throws a deep pass downfield intended for Marcus Floyd. That play looked a little confusing as a few of the players for the Razorbacks did not move after the snap. But Dunbar steps back and rifles it across field to Marcus Floyd just over his head. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Hogs.
And William Dunbar showing off the arm there. I know Nate Wall's done a fantastic job leading the Hogs at quarterback, but Dunbar come in and just kind of aired one out there.
Dunbar drawn out of the pocket as he tries to take the outside corner and does get out of bounds. There'll be a 4-yard quarterback scramble. That'll bring up a 4th and 4. 4th and 5 for the Hogs. The ball is at the back 49-yard line. Dunbar's throwing downfield intended for Loudermill, just out of his reach.
Loudermill is too tall, incomplete.
That will be turnover down, so the Trojans will take over at the Razorbacks' 49-yard line as we are just under 2.5 minutes left in the game. Trojans leading 48-15 over the Razorbacks. Trojans back onto the field with Sean Aaliyah, sophomore quarterback. Looks like the Razorbacks will take a timeout. So with that timeout call, we will take a 30-second timeout here on 98.7 Real Country, home of the Hogs.
Texas A&M University Texarkana has brought the excitement of college athletics to your hometown. Our student athletes come from right down the street, across the country, and around the world to compete in tennis, soccer, basketball, baseball, softball, cross country, and volleyball. Come cheer on the Eagles and experience the action-packed thrill of TAMUT Athletics. For schedule information, visit TAMUT Athletics on Facebook or visit www.tamuteagles.com. Texas A&M University Texarkana.
Maybe I should put my mic over my mouth. All right, we back here with 2 minutes and seconds left in the game. Next play is a handoff. Gets it down to
First down for
Razorbacks 36-yard line. That will be enough. No, that was number 20. Jordan.
First and 10 for Razorback 37.
That will be enough for a first down for the Trojans.
And they're still just steadily running it, Matt, here as we're closing out the fourth quarter. Hot Springs still hard at it.
Deep pass on the far right side of the field. Broken up by
The pass attempt is broken up.
Dangerfield. Sorry if we're cutting out a little bit. Just try to make sure we get our mic set back up. I do hear a little static. Next play. Down yards for about 14 yards. That will be enough for a
Running
Trojan
back brought down by several
first
Razorbacks.
down.
There's a flag on the
Now
play.
in 2 minutes.
And Matt, the Hot Springs player there, could have very easily gone out of bounds, you know, as the play was coming to an end and he no longer had room to run with a couple of Hog defenders in front of him. But he very quickly kept his feet in bounds, went back towards the middle of the field, very aware of, you know, the time left on the clock with just 2 minutes left. Although they're up by, you know, a few touchdowns and the game is in hand, foreseeably, he still stayed in bounds like you're taught to do to keep the clock running.
Penalty on the play, so bring up a second 17. He had goes deep across the field, and it is caught for a touchdown
That pass will
on
be
a
caught for a Hot Springs
47-yard
touchdown.
touchdown pass to number 21, Mar Hollins, sophomore. The clock will continue to run now as the score has gone beyond the 35 points. Looks like Nacogdoches did score on the Texas High Nacogdoches game. So Nacogdoches now takes the lead 20-16 over Texas High.
Martinez, extra point is good. 1 minute to
PAT
go.
was
Your
good. That
score,
brings the score
55-15.
Hot Springs Trojans 55, Arkansas High Razorbacks 15. You may not see this kickoff as the clock now at 45 seconds left. And we'll continue to keep running.
Well, you hate to see it, Matt, but they're with the game in hand, instead of running the ball, taking a knee, what most football teams do with the game coming to an end. Hot Springs put an exclamation on their evening here at Razorback Stadium as they close out the night and will put another win in the win column for their conference record moving forward.
So the clock will wind down. That will end the ball game tonight.
students,
So the
please
final
make the
score
call
of
to be
tonight's
picked up.
homecoming game: Hot Springs Trojans 55, Arkansas High Razorbacks 15.
That's the end of the contest.
Brandon,
Your score,
any
Hot
final
Springs
thoughts on
55,
tonight's game?
Razorbacks 15.
Well, the Razorbacks did an excellent job in the first half versus the second half. I know that goes without saying, you know, as it relates to the scoreboard and the final tallies of the night. But really, it was a tale of two halves, very different. And maybe that's a credit to Arkansas High in an ironic twist of keeping Hot Springs controlled a little bit in the first half, you know, and the score only being 21-15. We were within a touchdown. Not sure what, you know, Matt, what happened. I mean, obviously Hot Springs executed, did what they had to do, but overall for the Razorbacks, you know, the third quarter started with the kickoff, and from a defensive standpoint, the wheels just fell off for the next 24 minutes as we just played these, you know, 2 quarters in the second half to end the game. And you hate to see that because those guys, you know, they work hard regardless, Matt, and we know that. You know, whether it is 21-15 or the final of 55-15, their effort's the same. You know, they care. They want to be out there. They want to execute their plays as they're taught every week in the film room and on the practice field. They know they have their jobs to do. But nonetheless, the game just simply got out of hand in the third quarter, and Hot Springs just went about their business, and they get out of here with a convincing win tonight. And the Razorbacks now will move on and travel to Hope next Friday night, and we'll see what that has in store for the Razorbacks in the week ahead as they prep for the Bobcats.
So that'll be the end of tonight's game. Next week we will kick off in Hope as the Razorbacks take on Hope next Friday night. You've been listening to Arkansas High Razorback football. I'd like to thank Brandon Wells for bringing you the color. Skylar back at the station for doing a great job tonight, keeping us updated with scores. I'm Matt Riddle. Tune in next Friday at 7 p.m. kickoff here on 98.7, the Real Country, home of the Hogs. Thank you and have a great night.
Life is busy, and we get it. The State Bank mobile app was designed to make banking more convenient for you. Check account activity, make transfers, pay bills, and manage your debit card in a snap. You can deposit checks from the convenience of your home or wherever life lands you. The State Bank app lets you organize your accounts, manage alerts, and easily email our customer service experts. Now that you have State Bank at your fingertips, you can spend more time doing what's important to you.
Your family, your bank, State Bank.